K-Gospel for you.
Hey, Gospel for you. Welcome back to a new episode. Hope you're enjoying. Hi, I'm sorry.
Hello.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Who are you? Tina, how are you?
I'm good.
You're very excited to say hi.
Yeah, I wanted to keep my tension up today.
Okay. Well, you've done a really good job straight from the beginning. But today we have another song, right? Mm-hmm. And it's actually the opposite of your tension.
I know.
Right?
It's a very minor key song.
Right.
And it's very full of Koreans Han.
Han.
Yeah.
You guys know what Han is, right?
It's like the deep-seated
Sorrow.
sorrow, hurt of
Pain.
Yeah, and pain of Korean culture.
Because we are rooted in wars and being a poor nation and just a lot of hardships. I mean, of course, all nations share that, but Korea has a sense of pain and sorrow as a country.
Yeah, and it's very unique. I think that 정서,
Right.
that culture that we carry, I think,
Right.
as a country.
And it's reflected in our music. And not only the Christian song that we're going to share today, but in older K-pop songs too, right?
Yeah, I think it's like the next step from 사명, which we did a few episodes ago.
Mission
I
or
think.
calling,
Mission,
right?
Yeah. Today, the song we're doing is called "The Messenger of Christ."
Right. In Korean, it's called
In Korean,
십자가의
it's 전달자.
Yeah. 전달자 is a very unique word, right? Because we know 전달. 전달 means to spread and share, right?
And forward.
Right, share forward, right?
And the email 전달 is
Oh,
forward,
there you go.
right?
Right. 전달. But here we are talking about 십자가 전달자, the forwarding or sharing of the cross.
Yeah. So those people who carry the message of the cross or the message of Jesus Christ, that's who we are. Yeah.
전달자. Right. I want us to use more Korean, okay?
Okay.
But, our viewers, a lot of them are non-Koreans, right? And they want to learn Korean too, right? And they're curious about Korean Christians as well. And also, there's Koreans. We just heard recently that in Canada, there's a Korean person who's really who found our
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah. And they saw all the episodes on the gospel.
Binged our episodes like Netflix. Yes, and we're thankful for that. So we're gonna use a little more Korean, right?
K-Gospel for you.
So tell us about this song, 십자가 전달자. Do you know anything about this song? Do you know who wrote it?
I think
I do.
Oh, okay. Can you let us know?
I think it's Hogi.
민호기?
Pastor 민호기 목사님. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's known for 원하고 바라고 기도합니다. Which you translate in Korean or in English is
Yes.
I want, 원하고 바라고 is also I want. 기도합니다 and praying. But he wrote this song. Yeah.
I heard of this pastor, 민호기 songwriter, just a few years ago when I came to Korea. I saw him singing.
Yeah.
And he is an amazing songwriter and singer.
Yeah.
Very, very unique voice tone.
Yeah, he has a very unique voice. And one thing about him that I know about is he always he loves music. So he goes to like all kinds of concerts, even like secular concerts, and he always tries to learn. And he has an artistic side in him. And so he writes a lot of songs, and especially this song is very unique because, like we said, it reflects the Han or the pain that we have or the sorrow that we have, not just as Koreans, but actually it's the sorrow of the cross, right? And that is in a way Han, right?
Yeah. I think so. That is why, if you listen to this piece, it is very heavy and just very rich with I don't know, you imagine like a whole orchestra playing in strings in a very sorrowful way.
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys will see on this YouTube channel, on Third Base YouTube channel, how we sang it in English. We translated, of course. And before the filming, we were like laughing. And when we started, like 살아도, we were like we had to cry. We had to cry.
You can't help but like go into the moment.
I know. In my heart, I was very happy. Because after this filming, we're gonna go eat gogi, okay? But when we started singing, I wanted to cry.
Yeah, just the melody when you hear it, like it's like you're immediately lifted into this atmosphere of the cross.
But actually, so we translated this song together, and singing in English, and I really liked it.
Me too.
Right?
It feels really different, like to when you sing English songs and when you sing Korean songs, but somehow it's like mixed.
Right.
The two elements are mixed together.
Let's compare it. So let's compare the Korean chorus and the English chorus. The Korean chorus is 살아도 주를 위해, and then 죽어도 주를 위해.
Yeah.
사나 죽으나 난 주의 것. Right? But like we always say, in English you can express so much more. So how do we translate this part? I will live for Christ alone. Right?
I will die for Christ alone in both life and death. So that's how we translate it. At first, I tried, I will live for Christ, I will die for Christ. But then Brian suggested, I will live for Christ alone and in life or death. So just a different way of placing the words,
right.
Which I think it worked out very well.
Right, yeah. And it retained the message of the song, because we don't want to add like different meaning, right? And but when it's sung, always in English, it's a little more smoother, right? Right?
Yeah, I'm really curious to actually hear the feedback and what the listeners felt listening to the song. Like, how did they take it into this Korean
If you speak
soul?
Korean, 만약에 한국말 하신다면, 영어도 하신다면, we're curious about what you think about these translations. And we're very curious.
And just because I think a lot of non-Koreans will be very, it won't be familiar, this kind of atmosphere, this genre that the song carries. So yeah, that's sung in English. How does it make you feel? What kind of heart and thoughts come to your head when you hear it? Like, yeah. Well.
Before, when I was growing up in America, we would have service at church. The Korean adult service would sing songs like this. 살아도 주를 찬송가 예수 자유로 주여, right? And then us, the EM or youth, we sing more American, right? Like songs, right?
Yeah,
like
Western culture.
Like, in the secret, in the quiet place, right? Open the eyes of my. But this program here and this translation of Korean songs into English is a fusion of both worlds. And I feel like our new generation, we want that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's a beautiful culture that we want to continue on.
Yeah.
K-Gospel for you.
So we talked about Han, right? And we talked about not the Han, but the suffering of Christ. What does that mean to you? The suffering of Christ. There's so many ways to look at it, but what really impacts your heart, as a Christian the last several years or many years growing up? The suffering of Christ. Yeah.
I think for me, like the grandeur and the glory and the sovereignty of God, it's like you can't imagine the magnitude of his existence, But then for someone that he created, for someone like me, he gave up. He just decided.
The glory of heaven.
Yeah, he decided to take that aside and you know, came as Jesus, like I think just that fact itself, like the more I experience and taste the glory of God, the more bigger the grace I feel on how big that actually is, that He actually gave up the throne and came to this earth and came to me and died for me. Yeah, just I think that's how I digest it.
And that's why you're a messenger of that gospel, of the cross.
Yeah,
Because you've experienced that.
that's right. What about you, Brian?
I mean, so for my sin, a perfect God who has no sin pays the penalty of my sin. That makes no sense. But that's the only way, you know, I can be redeemed. That's the only way I can go to heaven. That's the only way I could really be happy. I can't rescue myself. I can't be perfect. I can't be the perfect Christian that, you know, God's like, wow, Brian, you're perfect. You can come to heaven. No one can do that. I know myself. Worst of sinners. Least of them all. But to redeem me, the only way, the only key is for Christ to bleed on that cross
Yeah,
for my wrongdoing. And He's perfect.
yeah. I think just it's amazing how God, He chose to love us. Like He chose to love us first. He doesn't need anything
From us.
From us. He's just good by Himself.
And He's good. Holy Spirit, Jesus, God the Father, Creator, He's good. He doesn't need us. He doesn't need us.
We are the ones that are always in need, you know. We're always wanting to be loved and to be seen and to be heard. But He doesn't have to be, but He decides to love us so that we can love Him too. We're given the opportunity to love our Creator.
Right.
And it's just
And to share eternity, 영원토록, forevermore with Him.
And not when we, like, you know, die and go to heaven, but now in the present, we can have and we can taste that love and the infinite glory of God. We can do that here as well, you know. So that's what.
Tina, we're very passionate today. We're so spiritual today.
Oh, really?
We're both like pastors. This is the gospel. You know?
I think the song made me
그래도 한 사랑도 주를 위해, right? Right. Well, we hope that you felt our passion for the love that we received, and we want you to share in that same grace.
Yeah, and I hope you really connect with the song 십자가 전달자 as well.
Please share on the comments below what you think about this song and the translation, and we'll continue to share new K-gospel songs with you next time. Thank you.
The gospel for you.